core elements of copy. I'm going to do it as a 2-part series. I think it'll be very, very, very effective and fun to do. I'm going to do it in this format. So you've got me right here talking to you guys. Hope all's good. And we're going to go through the specifically through the key elements of copy. It's really good to have as a cheat sheet. Anytime you need it, be thinking about this. Anytime you have to write anything, guys, if you're writing anything from a invite to a function to an email, understanding the elements of copy are extremely, extremely important. Just understanding how your audience is receiving what you're sending out. Just take a second and be doing it. So if you understand one thing, keep this as, I'm not going to read this to you, but if you're constantly thinking about empathizing to the needs of who you're talking to, right? I talk to my customers a lot about really understand what's the pain point. What do they really want to know? I mean, just kind of say like, how would you like someone to talk to you? So really put yourself in their shoes first, and then stay there, and then create a message that you'd want. I like this concept of cliffhangers. I think anybody that knows me knows that I'd like to keep people waiting. So think about that, right? Create a curiosity gap. If you think about, how do you keep people wanting more? It regularly starts with great questions. Hey guys, what are the 3 best ways to overcome this challenge? Well, hang on, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But first, blank, 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 blank. If it sounds cheesy because you've heard it and you feel like it's a sales thing, it's because it is. And it's important to get people to actually want to listen to you, whether it's a lunch and learn or a presentation in front of 500 people, right? The concept of people hanging out something in the back of their head going, is there something there? The concept of speaking to emotions, I actually just did a talk this morning, and we were talking specifically about using the word exciting, or thinking about, what are we specifically talking about to a customer, whether it's a fear emotion or an excitement emotion or a trust emotion. Be thinking about that. Okay, guys? I love the concept of giving away free stuff, right? Whether it be come to our free educational seminar, coming to our webinar, or our free education, be thinking about giving away, give away, give away. And I probably could have made this one first, but the concept of having a defined purpose, man, O'Day, take everything I ever talk about and begin with a defined purpose. I remember years and years ago, I coached my son, who is now 16. I was coaching like a 5-year-old T-ball. And one of my mentors told me, he said, Mike, he said, just go to every practice prepared and with a plan. And that's purpose. And if you are literally taking your reverse engineering, hey, what's my purpose here? Right? Oh, okay. Well, if you start with, well, what do I want them to do? Do I want them to like my brand more? Do I want them to understand my brand more? Do I want them to reach out to me? Do I want them to sign up for my event? Do I want them to just get further along my funnel? Do I want them to become, are they liking us more? Have that defined purpose. Make sure it's error-free. I mean, this is a no-brainer, but try to keep your copy very, very, very clean. It's hard to keep consistency or respect with your customer when there's a ton of grammatical errors. This one is this is super powerful. There's a saying, Donald Miller of StoryBrand says, a client will not walk into a fog. So if you can create a message that is very simple and it sounds very, very clear, and the client knows, okay, this is what they're doing, this is how they're different, and this is what they want me to do, it'll take you a long way. Has credibility. Y'all take a second, make sure you're speaking from a point of expertise, whether it be having a agronomist talk about chairs or talking about someone who's been doing logistics for 40 years, talking about logistics, whatever it is. Make sure that you are speaking from a point of respect. Solves a problem, man, O'Day. If you are just telling people about your features or your product without a clear problem that it solves, you're wasting a lot of people's time. Always, always, always show respect. You can write at a 7th or 8th grade level and still show respect. You don't have to, use your fancy schmancy words to show respect, but make sure that you are very clear with your words, very clear with their time, and be very respectful. And really, when you're doing this, it goes back to that purpose we were talking about just a second ago. The end goal of pretty much all of your marketing and copywriting is to generate leads, which leads to revenue, right? So again, whether you want people to know about your brand, fantastic, they know about your brand, but make sure that they know about your brand, and then it leads to lead generation. Hey, thanks a lot. I'm going to do part 2. We're going to talk about all of the specific pieces when it comes to copywriting here, and utilize this. It's super, super important when it comes to anytime you're about to write something. Take a second, revisit this. Thanks.